welcome back. My name is Biokinetics, and thank you for joining me today. We are playing Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy on the PC. I recently acquired a PC, so I'll be able to be playing more PC games and stuff like that. So, anyways, this game has been bouncing around on YouTube. It looks really hard, so we'll go ahead and give it a shot and see how far I can get. Oh. Let's go ahead. Now, I kind of understand how the mechanics of this game works. The controls are still getting me. There we go. Come on. Come on. Almost. There we go.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
So far, I'm having good days.
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. And don't worry, I'll save your progress, always, even your mistakes. This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazzuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery. And the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
There we go.
Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real. The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas, and that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with, and in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas.
No, we were so good. We're on the light. No, no. Now this fall counter that you see above my head over here, this is if I fall off over, over this direction, and I actually have to start all the way back over. If I just fall down like a couple of objects, I'm not going to go ahead and use that fall counter. Or a couple of obstacles, I should say, not objects. Yes, light. Alright. No, no. Get back on the light. I balanced here. Oh. Come on. No, no. Don't go all the way back. Come on. Get up there. God. This game really is hard. Controls are all backwards. And we see mouse, so it makes it more difficult. Crap, crap, crap. No. No. Alright. Let's get up here. No. I cannot wait to get past this point. This guy has some really, really good upper arm strength. Well, upper body strength, I should say. Not upper arm strength. Let's get up on this rock. No. Let's get up here.
You've done this part before. You know it's possible. Just do what you did the first time.
Yeah, I don't remember what I did the first time. That's the problem. Alright. Crap. Okay. Right there. Alright. You stay there real quick and get a drink. There we go. Oh, no. Get back up there. Get back up there. No. Don't go down. Up. Don't go down. Up. This guy. Why would you... I don't understand why he would be in a cauldron. It's weird. No. Come on. There we go. Whew. Up over here. Nice and gently. Bastard. Up. No, don't. I've played that before. Alright, let's go ahead. Up. Up and then down. What kind of movement was that? There are literally stairs right on the other side of this wall. I cannot use them. No. No. Don't go back down. This is like taking your PlayStation 2 memory card and deleting all the progress you've made on it every single time you fall. Okay. This rock. Now push up. We'll do it like this. Nope. Now to get back on the rock. No. No. Whew. Come on, up. This game is ridiculous. I feel like I'm swinging out too far. Come on, up. No, 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 no. Okay, right there. Oh yeah. Shimmy up. Come on. Shimmy up. Nice. Alright. No, no. Don't fall off that. Ah, you dick. Alright. There. Sit down nice and slowly. Okay. Now shimmy my way up. Yeah. Damn it. No. Why does he keep sliding? goes climbing in a cauldron. Almost. God damn, that was close. I know this game is possible, it's just... Good God. This game is unbelievably hard. No, no, no. Crap. Come on. No. Okay, right there. Sit down. Hammer up. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Come on. Get up here. Sit down nice and gently. No, no. No, no. No! Oh, God damn. Right there. No. Gosh. Been stuck at this part for a while now. If the controls were just regular, not this mouse tracking bullshit. There we go. There we go. Back up. Alright, right here. So stressful. Oh. Don't fall. Don't fall. understand why it says do not play this game if you've had a stressful day. Get up there, you stupid guy. I think that for me, this game is actually very, very challenging because I've never been good at doing gaps or anything like that in any game. I always fall. So this is really hard for me. Gosh. Don't slide, you stupid hammer. Or whatever the hell you are, axe. Split maul. Why is it sliding there? God. That's the part that makes this hard, really hard, is the fact that the hammer slides. Especially hard. Up. No!
Oh, you just lost a lot of progress. That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut.
Damn it. Okay. This, push that out of here. Okay, time to make it all the way back up. Made it to where I wanted to be. Come on. Imagine this game would be very therapeutical. In the sense of, if you're mad at something, come play this game, because whatever it is, it will make you forget that you're mad at that, and it will keep you mad at this game. God damn it! Get up there. Go. No. Whew.
Oof, sorry about that.
Shut up, guy. You don't even know. You're just a computer. Get up there. Get up there. Launch ourselves up. Okay. There we go. What the hell? Oh, got stuck on that bit there. Alright. Back to the lights. My old nemesis. Alright. trying to keep my cool here. This game is very infuriating. Come on. No. Just get up on this rock here. Come on. I'm sliding, you stinking hammer. Alright. I'm going to stop the episode there. So, anyways, thank you for joining me again. Yet again, this is Getting Over It with Bent Foddy. I'm going to be making more videos coming up soon, so bye-bye.